to enjoy the football games with the junior spirit and watch our cheerleaders and Pommies do a great job in cheering on and helping out and supporting the program. But we're also here today to dedicate our new concession stand and meeting space and rededicate our field. So, you know, just one thing I'd like to say real quickly as we move forward with that is that it's a community affair. Everything that's here today was done by you folks and a lot of folks before you. The junior program started here over 40 years ago, and a lot of people put in a lot of time and effort, and the culmination of that is what you see here today, a beautiful complex that was done in partnership not only with your donations and your help, but many people before you. The village of Cary was also involved, the school district, as well as the high school and everybody else in our community today. So I'd like to give everybody give yourself a round of applause for all that you've done. Right now I'd like to introduce our current board and directors, and our cheerleaders are going to cheer them on as they join us. I'd like to introduce our cheer and pom directors, Karen Baker, Kristen Schiffman, and Kelly Stevens. Our league representative, Mike Prendergast, and his Bantam football team. Take a knee. Let them take a knee. All right, let them take a knee. Folks, when you look at these kids, this is what this, and you look at those cheerleaders over there that cheer the Pommies, that's what this program's all about. It's about them. It's about them having fun and enjoying themselves and interacting and being a part of the community. Everybody's involved, parents as well as the kids. Now I'd like to introduce all of the junior Trojan players that are here today to come out in the field and surround these stands. Come on, guys, everybody, come on. And cheering Pommies that are here. Right here, boys. Now I'd like to introduce our former junior players, the guys who are now in high school and some in college. This program not only creates a community event for these kids to participate in sports, but also gets them ready for our high school programs at Prairie Ridge and at Cary Grove High School. Great job, guys. Now I'd like to introduce the rest of our board and directors. Right now I'd like to introduce Reggie Menninger, who's our heavyweight coach, our former president, and a league board member. I'd like to introduce our director of recruiting and our Football Association representative, Joe Ryan. Two guys that really work pretty hard getting the equipment ready every year. Our featherweight head coach, Mike Nerva, and our middleweight head coach, Matt Rulin. Two guys that are here all day long, every Saturday and Sunday to make this thing happen. They are here relentlessly to make sure this thing comes off without a hitch. And that's our field setup crew. We affectionately call them the 24 crew because they can get it done in 24 minutes, setting it up and tearing it down. That's Jeff Underwood and Jeff Krebs. Our director of tournament and picture day, is she here today, Petra Gomez? Give her a hand. Another young, we're trying to hook some of the young guys into this program. So Mike Prendergast, he's coming up. He's got a lot of years with his kids. Here's another guy who's going to be here for a while. We're trying to recruit vice presidents and presidents. So here's another guy that's coming up through the organization. He's in charge of flag football and coaches our MAC-10 featherweight team. That's Joe Forney. Here he comes. He's working his way up with his boy there. Here's somebody that is relentless and tirelessly working with us, and not only with the high school, with the football association, but with the heavyweights as well. Somebody who is really a liaison for the whole community. There we are, Joel, thank you. But somebody who also works with the high school as well as our kids at the heavyweight program is team mom of the heavyweight, Sue Mago. Here's another lady that works with, along with a lot of other team moms, but kind of represents them, is our team mom coordinator, Darcy Connington. Is she here? The people that are in charge of our unit, well, there's one lady here that handles about everything that we can't think of, but uniforms for the football and cheer people happens to be the wife of our president. She does everything in terms of concessions, a lot of different things, and that's Leda Drain. Another man that helps us fund what we're trying to get done, who does a lot of work for us, our director of raffle and fundraising, Chuck Kraft. So far you see all the people that do all the heavy lifting for this organization. These people put a relentless amount of time and effort. A lot of these people head coach either cheer or pom, as well as work and volunteer around here. The last board member I'd like to introduce, he's kind of a figurehead. He's not really a working president, but he's a president. He's a figurehead. And we love him, so we asked him to be here and help us hand out some awards for people who've done some special things for us. So I'd like to introduce our president, Steve Drain. And last but not least, I'm going to tell you, here's a lady that helped us pull this whole thing together. She's the one that made all the phone calls. She's the one that works tirelessly after every meeting, between each meeting, and making sure we pull everything together. She really does the heavy lifting, and that's Christine Mitchell. And to make sure we are all properly nourished today and refreshed and hydrated, the lady that has worked on this concession stand probably more than anybody during the course of its construction and needs a great round of applause, and that's Corinne Dermont. At this time, I'd like anybody who's a former board or director with the group to please stand up. If you've served for us, I'd like to give, there's a lot of people here that have acted and worked for us in the past, so we'd like to give you a round of applause as well. I'd also ask somebody who was key to putting this whole thing together today, really a special person, gives a lot of her time as a team mom, helps out with the equipment, but really did a lot to help prepare for this today, and that's Leah Mascarella. Hey, Steve, I'd ask you to join me up here and over here. Could you join me over here, if you don't mind? It's nice of you to show up today. We've been working on this for a month. What do you think? We're going to thank some folks for the kind efforts and work they've done for us in the past. Number one, we'd like to thank all the people that have made this happen. This wouldn't happen unless, especially, we had a great partnership with our friends at Cary Youth Baseball. And so at this time, I'd like to introduce Adam Glazier and Scott Hoffman from Cary Youth Baseball, who we're partners with in this wonderful complex that we have here today. I went out of order. Next, I'd like to bring up representative for School District 26. Today, Linda Gagline cannot be here, or Jean, or Mr. Cicerella. So we've got somebody who's just as important in directing our youth in their education today, and that's Mr. Craig Lowe, who's going to, we have something that we'd like that helped us relentlessly on this project. This project would not have happened without the folks from School District 26. Next, we'd like to extend our appreciation to the Village of Cary. Mayor Lamal could not be here today. He had a prior engagement. But we have a plaque that I'd ask Phil McNamee. Where are you, sir? By the way, and I am truly sorry, because I sometimes you get nervous when you read these notes up here. And the one thing I did is I overlooked somebody who's one of the most important people in our organization. It's the guy that has the money. Okay, this guy, we wouldn't be where we're at today unless he was helping us out. And I apologize for not introducing you, but Phil is our treasurer. Next, we'd like to extend our appreciation to Synex. Are the Synex folks here? No, I guess not. Let me just tell you something. That scoreboard you see over there and some of the other signage you see here, they've given us a great opportunity to be able to set up our field so that we can entertain our folks and do it in a way that we can do it economically. They've been very good for us over the years. They've done it not only at the junior high, but other areas that we take place in CYB. Synex is a great organization, and we've got a little surprise a little later that we'll show you, in which they helped us with, and Steve, that Joe Ryan worked with those folks. So we have a little surprise we'll share that Synex helped us out with in a little while. Next, I'd like to introduce, if he's here, is Dennis Crowley here? Linda. It's in here somewhere. Linda, we'd like to extend our appreciation to you and Dennis. All the electrical hookups and everything we did from an electrical perspective was helped with and donated by Dennis Crowley. He brought his folks out here to help set up this field. So anything you see here in terms of power today was greatly was offered to us and done you know, with warm heart and with dedication to our program. So thank you, Ben. Thanks. The next award is for Randy Emery, a former board member, director. Randy, are you here? Randy, so you know, his sons have moved on to high school, but while his kids were in this program, much of what you see on this field today, what Chuck Kraft has done for us in the past, he's up there, wave to him, there you are. What Chuck has done for us in the past, Randy did for us before that time, and also helped get a lot of people together when we initially put the field in. So thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to release the Bantam guys so they can get ready for their game. So Bantams, put it on and go get it, boys. I'd also like to recognize, I don't know if he's here, is Don Lorman. Is Don Lorman here? Okay, Don Lorman, so you know, was also instructive of getting what we needed from the school to this building, and also worked a lot with Dennis Crowley in getting us set up with not only power, but with cable and with a lot of other things that we need to get this facility set. He did it when we originally put the field in with in mind that building coming up at some point in time. So, you know, both Dennis and Don Lorman both did a lot in terms of putting the infrastructure for this building together. Joe, can you accept that award for Don? Okay, thank you. I'd also like, at this point in time,
Charlie, don't
we're going to mail the plaque up to you, but that guy up there, Chuck Kraft, over the last 3 years, if he wasn't working with us on our fundraising, that building would not be there today. So Chuck, thank you very much.
Charlie, stop playing with the bees.
Are Kevin and Matt Corcoran here? Kevin and Matt Corcoran? Kevin and Matt, Kevin is the dad, Matt is the son. Both of them help Chuck as well to help put the electricity throughout that whole building. So we'd like to say a special word for them, and we've got something to honor them being there. Keith Saylor. Come on, buddy. Got to hustle up. Keith Saylor helped us put the flooring in the building, donated his time and his effort and energy and materials to help us get that done. I'd also at this time like to introduce Kurt Oshowski. Is Kurt here? Come on, Kurt, hustle up, buddy. Come on. We'd like to thank Kurt. So you understand what kind of building we have here? That building, including the storage areas, has got heating and air conditioning throughout the whole building. And Kurt helped us get it all done and donated his time and a lot of the materials to get that done. Thank you, Kurt. I'd like to introduce Kevin Thompson. Come on, Kev. Come on, baby. Come on. Just so you know, you see the lid on that box up there? The whole lid. The roof, the materials, the labor, everything was donated by Kevin Thompson and his company. Next is Keith Leaforth here. Keith Leaforth. All right, if Keith's not here, just to let you know what he helped us do. All the grading before an excavation that was done when we put the field up and getting that building together, and also doing the excavating for those baseball fields, that was Keith. So please thank him for that. And the patio. He put the patio in over there. At this time, I'd like to ask Joe Ryan to come up. Come on, baby. Come on, brother. Joe Ryan has been our former vice president, but he's also been a man behind the scenes. He's been one of the top contributors in helping us get this stuff done. He's worked with other people to get things done. He's worked with our youth. He's been a head coach 9 years. 9 years been our head coach. He's in his third time around with his third kid. So, and this guy always consistently takes some kids that needed to be molded and works with them very closely, and always seems to get them into playoffs and championship games. But not only that, he's a big caretaker of our kids, and not only teaching them how to play football, but giving them life values. So Joe, we want to thank you for your time and all your energy. What else we got? I'd also like at this time, I know that Mick Schuster isn't here, but is there somebody here that's with Mick's family that could come up here? I guess not. Well, Mick, so you understand, he's the guy that put the building up. He was our general contractor. He worked with all the contractors we had to help put that up. He donated time and, can I dare say, a lot of money. I mean, this guy was relentless, out here for a year putting this building up. He's out, happens to be hunting and fishing up in North Canada and having a great time in the cool weather up there. So give a round of applause for Mick. Jim Murphy from Team Colors. Everything you see in terms of spirit wear here today was not donated, but certainly given us a lot of time and energy that doesn't cost us, we don't charge for any money, that money, is Jim Murphy from Team Colors. He does a great job in keeping us all in our junior Trojan wear. And then finally, I'd like to introduce Carol Westcott, and if you don't mind, Carol, could you join us? And Duke. So you know, I mentioned a few minutes ago that this program started over 40 years ago, but the junior program we have today started in '88. And these are the folks that were here before and helped put the program together. So we'd like a nice round of applause, because I'll tell you one thing, not only did they start the program to start with, but a lot of the funding and support and the things we do at Port Barrington, and whenever we need to get some extra juice going into the program, these folks bring it all the time. They're always with us. They've been with this program for over 30, 40 years. So thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Okay, at this time, we've got some special keynote speakers.
Hold on, I'm taking over. Tom O'Brien, get up here. I saw this in there, I had to grab it. Tom stepped in as vice president this year, but he's been a coach and a leader in this program for many years. And he doesn't have a kid in the program anymore, and he's still vice president. So that shows you his dedication. Tom spent countless hours out here this year on this building, trying to get it ready. And his contribution is just unbelievable. So thanks, Tom.
Thank you. You know, as I said before, this is a community effort, and everybody in the community, we got a special thing in terms of our dedication of the field. And so at this time, we're going to do a special dedication. The people over on this bench are Steve Drain's family. And we'd like to welcome Steve and his family joining us here today. I was only kidding when I told you that he's a figurehead president. You can't imagine what this guy has done in 8 years. This complex that you're on today is this man's vision. First it was the football field, and then he said, whoa, what kind of field is this? We don't have a concession stand. And then the concession stand followed. So I'm going to tell you, in the last 8 years since you've been president, you have done just unbelievable things. Things that people just can't imagine. And you know what? It's not just about the facility and the stuff, Steve. It's about seeing these kids, the cheerleaders and the pommies and these little guys back here. I mean, they get the benefit of all this. So we're going to have a couple people say a couple kind words for you. First, I'd like to introduce Mr. Craig Lowe.
Thank you. Just a few words. On behalf of District 26, I'd like to congratulate the Cary Junior Trojans on the dedication of the concession stand and yet another long-standing example of collaboration between the two organizations for the benefit of all the children of Cary. I'd like to share some comments about the dedication of the Trojan leadership. I've had the privilege of knowing Steve Drain for 7 of his 11 years with the Cary Junior Trojans organization, as each of my 3 sons became part of the program. They've enjoyed the best in coaching and leadership, and the lessons they learned along the way were about life as much as they were about football. The Cary Junior Trojans would not be that without Steve Drain's influence. He makes sure the coaching staff is nothing less than top-notch, and the kids have the best equipment and training available. But Steve's influence goes well behind the tangible aspects of the Cary Junior Trojan program. Years ago, a player didn't start at the bantam level where most players start at first grade. Because this player was larger, he started at featherweight. He was peewee then, playing with boys 2 to 3 years older. He was young and struggled tremendously with the rigors and demands of football, wanting to quit each grueling day of conditioning and the demands of daily practices. Even though they didn't know this boy, both Steve and Leda Drain took this boy under their wing. They guided him and watched over him that first year, making sure he was okay every step of the way, and that in the end he was having fun. It was always about safety and having fun. Steve's motto, "No player quits on our shift," holds true with the Cary Junior Trojans because they most certainly did not let this boy give up. But then again, Steve Drain has a legacy of watching out for every single player, not just this boy, even with more than 800 children currently enrolled in the program. I'm happy to say this boy is still with the Cary Junior Trojan program with 1 more year before he moves on to the Cary Grove Trojans. He's been taught well. His struggles are few and far between. He has grown from a boy terrified of the challenges that football presents to a boy who relishes the opportunity to be challenged, hit hard, and tough things out. Without Steve Drain, this boy would have quit, and in the end, he would be missing out on an incredible life experience. He wouldn't have learned to face challenges head-on and turn around and demand more. He wouldn't have learned that you keep trying and never give up when faced with obstacles. He wouldn't have the confidence to growl on the line when facing an opponent. Most of all, he wouldn't have learned that the participation of one seemingly insignificant boy really mattered. This boy is my son, yet my son is not alone, as he is one of the many children who have been unconditionally supported by Steve throughout the years. So Steve, I thank you for not only looking after my son, for tirelessly putting in the long hours after looking after all the boys and girls, yes girls, who have had the privileges to play under your watchful eye. I thank you for all the parents whose children have benefited from your guidance. I thank you for all the wonderful coaches in the program. I know you have their respect along with the respect of the entire TCYFL League. Steve, you have been and always will be the life and blood of the Cary Junior Trojans. Your legacy will live on because of all the boys you supported, who will in turn support other boys learning the ropes, facing struggles of their own. To say thank you doesn't seem enough. I'm forever indebted to you for all you've done for my son, but we all owe you a debt of gratitude for this wonderful organization that you've so unselfishly led. Congratulations.
Steve, you getting the sense that this isn't just about the field?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little bit about you, and I just want to have somebody else who wanted to say a word or two real quickly, and that's Adam Glazier with CYB, the president of CYB.
Thanks, Tom. Well, first, I'd just like to honor the entire football program, and under the care of this man, I don't think I've ever seen a program come together in cooperation and community spirit. You guys really set the bar, so congratulations, and this is a fantastic program, Steve. Quickly, what could I say about Steve? What could I say about Steve? Well, we talk a lot about community volunteerism and dedication, commitment, and doing things with the kids, and that involves a lot of sacrifice and taking time away from when you could be doing other things. And at the end of the day, Steve Drain sacrifices a lot of time, but I know that in his mind and in his heart that there's no place he'd rather be, so it's really hard to call it a sacrifice. Steve, I'd like to congratulate you on all your achievements here, and in particular, just pulling together this many people that work together and cooperate, and great spirit for the kids. It's been a pleasure working with you and being friends.
Thank you. Next, I'd ask Phil McNamee to come up. He's got a special statement from Mayor Lamont, who's not here today, but he wanted to make sure that he had something that he wanted to share with Steve Drain today.
Yes, Steve couldn't be here today. There was a late schedule change. So on behalf of the Village of Cary and Mayor Steve Lamall, Steve, they have made a special proclamation for you. The Village of Cary values the positive impact of the Cary Junior Trojans program has had on our community. And this year, the Cary Junior Trojans have over 900 youth participating in football and cheerleading, including children from kindergarten all the way through 8th grade. Steve Drain has been an integral part of the success of the Cary Junior Trojans program for 9 years, and through Steve's hard work and dedication, the program has added a Saturday cheer program, built strong relationships with the Cary Grove High School, and built a new field at the Cary Junior High. And in addition, Steve's outstanding efforts have most recently enabled the Junior Trojans to build a concession stand at the new football field. Now therefore, Mayor Steve Lamall of the Village of Cary hereby recognizes Steve Drain for his outstanding efforts to improve the Cary Junior Trojans program. On behalf of the Village of Cary, our congratulations for a job well done.
At this time, we have a very special guest, and I kind of surprised him before he got here that I'd ask him to say a couple of words, but he's a great representative and somebody that's very visible throughout the town of Cary, certainly within this organization since we're involved with football, and we hold a high regard for him and really appreciate him joining us. But girls, I'd ask you to get up and give a big cheer for Coach Bruce Kay with the Cary Grove High School.
At noon, I was informed that I was going to need to say a few words, so hopefully I can capture words that are appropriate. First, I'd like to thank our parents for providing Cary Grove High School with great kids to work with and to teach and to have a great time with. It's a tremendous high school to be at. It has a great family atmosphere, and it's one that I've certainly enjoyed for, I think it's 29 years, it's getting a little long. But as I'm watching the people come up and seeing what's developed here, the two words that came to my mind, and it started certainly with Dave, Carol, Duke, Reggie, and I'm sure there were more, but it was a while ago to go through it, and if I had a little more research time, I could. And then it was carried over with Steve and his group, and it's vision and passion. Their vision to have things not just done, but done to the best, and then the passion to get it done. As Steve, I know we had many conversations, And he'd come back and say, well, why don't they want this? How come they say no? And I said, welcome to the world of dealing with school districts, because they have to look out for many other things. And they see things that most of you don't, who are on the outside. But that vision and that passion carries over to the kids and what we have here today. So thank you very much. Steve, Carol, everybody that's been with us, thank you very much.
Terrific. Thank you very much, Coach. At this time, I'd ask Christine, and to come up here if you wouldn't mind. And Leah, and Kelly. Anybody else? Thank you.
Along with Steve, there is great power that is not behind him, but next to him, and that is his wonderful wife, Leda. On behalf of the whole entire program and all of the kids, we would like to say thank you for taking the time to get to know all the kids, get to know their names and numbers, and to make this so personal and really truly make it feel like a family. Thank you, Leda. On behalf of the Cheer and Hum group, I just wanted to say that we really enjoyed the relationship we've had with the football side, and I have to say it's really been Leda and Steve driving that force. They've always made the girls feel equal to the football side, and we've always felt a part of the whole Trojan program. A saying comes to mind, behind every great man is a real tired lady. and this couldn't be more true with Leda. You know, for those of you that don't know her, she has been tremendous with this program, and the values that you incorporate. We've been fortunate enough on our squad to have their daughter Madison, great kid Madison and Camille. So I get to see them more often than most, and I just can't say how much we appreciate what you put in, the value, the passion. It's about the love of the game. It's about making friends and never giving up. It's never been about the win. It's never been about coming in first, and that's why you're so popular with our kids and so popular with our parents, because that's what you instill, the love of the game and the dedication to the team. Thank you.
At this time, I'd ask Duke, Carol, if you could join us, if you wouldn't mind. Joe, Reggie, Jeff Krebs, former board members, you know, presidents, past presidents, vice presidents, who have been a part of the program. And Christine. One thing you've always, you know, we have these board meetings every month, and one thing Steve gets a little upset about is he never has something to help bring order to the meetings, because sometimes they can get a little feisty and carried away. But one thing that was that we want you to remember or have going forward is something from your fellow and past board members. Phil, are you with us? I'm sorry, I did it to you again. I apologize. But one thing we like to pass on to you is something you always wanted, and it's your own gavel. Thank you for everything. One last thing before we get on to the big event. Christine has something for you that she worked on hard for.
Your childhood idol. I tried to get a hold of him to be here today, and unfortunately he has a Hall of Fame commitment where he is out of town for 2 weeks. However, once we told him the story of the work that you have done and the care and concern that you have for all of the kids in this community, he wanted to send a token of his appreciation on behalf of all of the football players. To Steve, thanks for your efforts to Cary Grove Youth Football, from Gail Sayers.
one last group I'd ask to come up here before I bring up Joe Ryan. I'd like to bring up Steve's lightweight Super Bowl team to present to him his, there you go. These guys went to the Super Bowl in 2003.
Coach, on behalf of all the players now and all your former players, we just want to say thanks for giving us a great facility to play at and also giving us the opportunity to play and have fun and just play a sport we love.
Just want to say thanks for making everything fun for us. We really enjoyed that Super Bowl team. We know how you hate when Coach Rogers for Crystal Lake makes those shrines to him, so take this trophy and make a shrine of your own.
Thanks, guys. Yo, these boys, as well as you look at these other boys behind them, these are all guys that have been touched by this man and been touched, you know, through this organization. So the last thing we'd like to do, we got one thing we'd like to do for you, Steve, and I'm going to introduce Joe Ryan to do that today.
Thank you. At this point, Steve, we've come a long way since selling Gatorade out of the back of your van and blowing a fuse at the high school on Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. So look around, this is great. Following these speeches will be tough, but I'm not going to waste any time. On behalf of the Village of Cary, School District 26, Cary Grove High School, and Cary Youth Baseball, and most importantly to me, Cary Junior Trojans. We'd like to dedicate this field to you officially by naming it the Stephen M. Drain Stadium. Thank you very much, Steve. Congratulations.
Look behind you, folks. Everybody look behind you.
Wow. Give me a moment here. To hear all these people talk about me, I must be a pretty good guy. Boy, the vision and the passion, like Bruce said. I mean, to get this done, I needed so much help to get the whole thing done, and the field came first, and now the concession stand, and you know, this program to me. The people that I've met, being president and being involved, are the best people in the world. The kids, you know, you guys, my championship team, man, did we have a great year. You guys, I hope you had as much fun as me. The rest of you guys, that's what this program is about. Just have fun. Have fun and enjoy the game, and love the game. And that's all I can say. Thank you.
Steve's boys from Prairie Ridge High School. Okay, folks, well, hang on a second. Does anybody know how to work this doggone thing? Okay, well, I'd like to thank everybody for their time, and have a great day, and hey, Bantams, bring it on! Everybody get up and cheer!
Congratulations, Steve.